Hear from our mentors, borrow a journey and discover your own. This is the TUC Homegrown Project, our EduVenture Human Library series. Today we are joined by Anthony Paulson from Joint Colleges Training Services. Anthony will share with us some stories from his journey and pathway and the skills he's used to get to where he is today. So thanks for joining and taking part in our Human Library series today.
It's an honour, thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about what your professional day-to-day life looks like today?
Well, as the GM, I have a lot of meetings, so I have a heavy focus on the strategic elements of Joint Colleges Training Services. So Joint Colleges Training Services is responsible for the delivery of all of the cultural education training for GP registrars, so general practitioners who are specialising to become GPs. So we work heavily with all of the Aboriginal medical services. We provide all the wraparound supports for registrars in training in the Australian General Practice Training Network. So we work closely with the RACGP in ACRM, which is the Australian College of Rural and Remote Medicine, to provide those supports. So my day is really meetings and more meetings, and it's a national role, so I travel a lot to all the capital cities and occasionally some of those regional and rural and remote areas, which is a very joyful part of the role.
Excellent. You haven't always been in this industry. Could you share a little bit about your pathway from Chatham High to where you are now?
Yes, so I left Chatham High, I think it was at the end of year 9 or the start of year 10, because I started an apprenticeship as a butcher in Cundletown Butchery. So I did my 4 years there and went to Bones and Beef at Wingham Abattoirs. So I thought that was going to be the ceiling of my career, but one day I was reading the paper and saw this ad to become a member of the New South Wales Police, and I jokingly said to a few boys that I was with, I'm going to ring these guys, and funnily enough, a couple of weeks later I got a yellow envelope in the mail and it was an application form, so I filled those out. And a couple of weeks later I was accepted into the New South Wales Police and went down to the Goulburn Academy, done my 8 months there, and got stationed out at Broken Hill, and I did a year in Darlington Point as a lockup keeper. And then from then, that was around 2011-12, it was time to return home, so I come back home to Taree and started working that's when I entered health. So I got a manager's role at Biripi Aboriginal Corporation Medical Centre and was there for about 5 years, and that's when from there I entered GP training with GP Synergy.
Fantastic. So you've had quite a varied pathway. Can you talk about a particular skill or something that's helped you along the way to get through all those changes and pathways?
Oh, look, I think a skill, obviously people management, people communication, all those sort of self-related skills are very important. I think I learned a lot from, my family and growing up, having a supportive background, and then as a butcher, you've got to be able to communicate with people and build a quick rapport, and I've sort of built on that, and with the police, again, communication. So it's sort of figured heavily in a lot of the roles that I have taken on in management. When you're managing people, you've got to be empathetic and compassionate and understand those qualities that are in a leader. So I think leadership and understanding leadership and a lot of those self skills have been very important for myself. And the training that I've done along the way and the post-grad quals that I've got have definitely helped.
Excellent. Yeah, communication is so important, isn't it, to be able to have those skills and get along with all the people you work alongside. What is it that you love about your professional life today?
I love the network and the people and the locations that I get to go. The community members, the professional members that I get to meet and work with on a day-to-day basis. It's such a complex industry, GP training, and I don't think a lot of people have a lot of appreciation on what it takes to become a GP in community, and so I love that. I love just the work and the amount that you really have to get your head across. I love my team. I love managing. Joint Colleges Training Services has got 40 staff members or 42 staff members, and I'm really close to the majority. I've been either a part of their interviews and recruitment, or when they transitioned across into JCTS. So, you know, definitely love my team and the work that we do, and the important work that we do around teaching GP registrars the importance of cultural safety and, you know, those elements that are just so needed for GPs training and delivering services to regional remote communities.
And so what does all those things that you love about your work, what do you think, how does that reflect your kind of personal values? Like, how does your work kind of reflect what's important to you?
So I think, you know, the top three values that I have is respect, honesty and humility. I think those three really emulate me as a person and how I communicate and how I work and be with, you know, other people and listen. I think those values are really the platform, the grounding that you need to have to be successful in any sort of industry or role or situation.
Excellent. And my last question is, what advice would you give to yourself back when you were in Year 9? Looking back, what would be your key piece of advice?
Key piece of advice would be set goals. I would try to be better at that because I don't do that now. So definitely set goals, understand, you know, the importance of continuing to invest in yourself, you know, that self-reflection and emotional intelligence, understanding more about that, because it's really important, because the more you invest in yourself and the better you are, the more resilience you have and the better you can listen and understand situations, the more opportunities present.
Excellent, fantastic.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us today, Anthony. We'll look forward to seeing you around. Thank you.
No problem, thank you.
See you later.